Today I'm gonna talk a little bit more about detachment. Uh, so why is detachment important? And this is applicable for people who are struggling in situationships, or you find it hard to move on or detach yourself from certain relationships, right? For example, a non-committal person that you have something going on with. Why it's important for two very simple reasons. Firstly, it's that you are the most important person in your own life, and you should always prioritize yourself. Okay, that's the first common sense logic. Second is you've already been giving so much, okay, in this relationship or situationship, and you've been getting nothing concrete in return. So you can't do the same things and expect a totally different results, which means that if you continue to put in your energy, your investment, your resources into this situationship or a relationship that's not giving you what you want, you're not gonna get a different result. Your person's not gonna suddenly wake up one day and be like, hey, you know what, like I really want to do this with you, because they haven't, right? They haven't been reciprocating in a ways that you want them to. Maybe they are breadcrumbing you, giving you some little bits and pieces of like, oh, I miss you, and all that random messages, bits of energy, but they're always pulling back, which is why you're going through this whole like hot and cold, push and pull kind of energy with your person. Two simple reasons, okay? Next, we move into how can you really detach. Firstly, I want to clarify that detachment is not moving on. Detachment doesn't mean like I'm gonna forget this person and move on and find someone new, or like whatever, right? Or like screw this person. It's not that. Detachment just means to choose yourself every day, even when you feel like choosing your person. So how you can do that is in the mornings, okay, when you wake up, identify or just understand when you're thinking of your person and you feel like maybe dropping a message to your person, right? And that's when you remind yourself that today I'm gonna make myself happy. Okay, just redirecting. It's almost like replacing bad habits, right? So if you watch all the self-help and self-development videos, when they talk about bad habits, it's not to say I'm gonna stop doing this, but it's more of like, how can I replace this bad habit with something new to redirect my focus? It's the same here in terms of detachment. So what you want to do is every time you think of making someone else happy, making that person come back to your life, replace that thought or action with making yourself happy, fill your own cup, okay? Finally, I'm going to move into how you're going to do that exactly and what I've been doing, okay? So what you want to do is to identify three main things in your daily life that you really want to focus on, or just look back, which is why journaling is so important. Look back in maybe at your last 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, right? What have been making you really happy? What kind of feeling were you really feeling? And you're really content and distracted, right, with that feeling. For example, for me, it's growth, knowledge, and excitement. Three main things that I've identified for myself. So growth in various aspects. It could be inner child healing, shadow work, or any form of growth. It could be physical, like maybe going to the gym. So for me, I've identified the three main things, and every time I feel like doing something stupid, for example, texting a person or whatever, right, I would just remind myself I gotta fill my own cup first today, and that's when I'll fill my day with activities that contribute to the three main feelings that I've identified. So it's really up to you to have identified as many as you want, or maybe just one main feeling that you want to feel every single day to make yourself happy. Okay, and that's how you want to really fill your own cup. So for example, in like when you wake up, right, or through the day, you suddenly have like moments of like, oh, I should probably text my person. Just remind yourself, okay, I have three main things that I need to prioritize today, or like two main things I need to prioritize today, which is my own feelings and what gives me growth, what gives me knowledge, and what gives me excitement, right? And then identify other activities that you can do to redirect your focus back to yourself. Okay, so this has been a very practical, I would say, method for myself, like personally, to redirect and direct my focus and energy back to filling my own cup and making decisions and saying my own truth, right? To really identify with your authentic self. And this is across relationships. It could be even for friendships, right? Detachment. I think the main goal in life is to really just go with the flow and understand that when things are not working out, it doesn't matter what the connection is. It doesn't matter how the person feels. It only matters what action your person takes. Okay, so again, I want to remind everyone to look at actions for what they are, reality for what they are, and not potential and not unfulfilled promises as well, right? So a lot of people cling on to the idea of like, oh, we've talked about doing this and that together, we've never had a chance to do it, I don't really want to let this go, and you're afraid of detaching because you're afraid of that person moving on. But the reality, right, I'm sorry for being very brutal, right, but the reality is that your person hasn't been giving you that either, right? So like, what are you holding on to? If your person doesn't really care about all these unfulfilled promises, then whatever, right? Like, just remember to fill your own cup by focusing on the feelings that you want to feel every single day. It doesn't just have to be happiness, right? Because happiness is so vague, and honestly, happiness is probably one of the hardest emotions to achieve, because that comes with expectations, it comes with desires, and it comes with sadness, right? You can't experience happiness without experiencing sadness. So I would say really just fill your own cup and understand what really contributes to your growth as a person. And also, I think very importantly is to reflect on the time you have wasted thinking about this person in the last, I don't know, 1 year, 2 years. Some people even spend like a decade thinking about a person, for like wanting that person to come back. And the question I have for you is like, do you really want to continue wasting your time like that? And then on your deathbed to realize that you've been wasting 10 years waiting for someone, right? No, you gotta prioritize yourself, your growth, your own development. And if it's your person, if it's meant to be, there's nothing wrong. Again, like I said, nothing wrong that you can do to push someone else away, right? To push your person away. Your person's gonna come to you if it's meant to be, no matter what you do, right? Again, I'm not talking about abusive relationships. I do not condone that. Okay, so if it's abusive, please, no matter what the heck this relationship or connection is, prioritize yourself, please. Okay, just protect yourself.